Time Ram!
We're going to need a bigger boat. Or not, because this is Time Ram. And we are the Doctor Who podcast. We don't need a boat. We're on dry land. What are you talking about? My name is Barry Williams. With me tonight, I have my regular co-host, Mr. Paul Ferry.
Hello.
And Mr. Rupert Booth.
You're saying we don't need a boat now, so I bought this entire fucking thing for nothing. I hate you.
Put it away. We don't need it. And also, we have a special...
I've got a boat cupboard.
You've got a boat cupboard?
I haven't got a boat cupboard. That's what I'm saying. I'm stuck with it now, aren't I?
Well, that's where you went wrong. You should have bought a boat cupboard.
I may occasionally go splish and splosh.
Also, joining us tonight, if we get time to get through this, we've got our special guest star, Melanie Clark.
I was promised a boat. Why is there no boat?
You can have mine.
Also, hi.
I tell you what, when you come up for the filming, you're going home with a boat. That's right.
Yes.
I'm Nicholas Parsons.
Excellent. How are you getting that home?
Toy. A cuddly skull. A fondue set that's been made into a prop.
Okay.
Right, I'm shutting up.
Right.
We've got all the time in the world. It's absolutely fine.
Content.
Content. This is content.
Are you not content with my content?
I'm not enormously contented with your content.
Well, fuck you then.
So tonight we are looking at the famous Eighth Doctor story used to introduce Doctor Who to America back in 1996, which was naturally, of course, Castrovalva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting choice, isn't it? A story dense in mathematics and art references, not high in action, loads of dialogue. Absolutely what Fox are going to go for. They're going to love it.
Why do you think Philip Seagull chose that? What was he on?
Very strong weed.
I was going to say like some sort of like hallucinogenics.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
some LCD. It's not LCD, is it? That's the TV screen. LSD.
Yeah.
He didn't have a monitor on his head. He had LSD.
Too much LDS back in the 60s.
Nuclear vessels.
I am awake, I promise.
Starting well. Starting as we need to go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mel's on drugs. I've got a boat. Paul's vanished again. Great.
Yeah. Paul's intermittent tonight.
Yeah.
Are you there, Paul? No, he's not there.
No, he's trapped in the
No.
curse of occlusion. Ah.
It is.
Or he's gone to find us a boat.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. To get out of the curse of occlusion, actually. Yeah.
I broke with the wankers.
So, we better kick off, I guess.
I think we better have,
I
yes.
think we better had.
Yeah.
So we start with a kind of pre-credit, really, or at least we do in the original version with Tom Baker lying on the ground underneath the radio telescope, and he
So
regenerates.
Sylvester McCoy's last adventure.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what? I think we can just keep exactly what we've got. I think the TARDIS materializes, he opens the door, walks out, and gets shot. But right, there we go. We've done it.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, we opened somewhere we've used San Francisco in the TV movie, which, if you recall correctly, was the first Peter Capaldi episode.
Yes.
Yes. So we've already had him in San Francisco getting shot. He could get shot somewhere else,
Las Vegas.
Birmingham.
I was going to go with Solihull, so close. It's like randomly pick somewhere in the UK. Solihull.
So we've got two votes as the Midlands or Las
Mhm.
Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas. Yeah.
I mean, they're going to go for Vegas, surely, aren't they? Having read the script, they're going to go, can we do something interesting at the beginning, please? Can we do something maybe a little bit American? We don't want to alienate our viewers.
I suspect they'd have quite a lot less running around the TARDIS. We might be able to extend kind of the opening sequence
They're
and
going to have a hell of a lot less running around the TARDIS.
really reduce that bit in the TARDIS, which, let's
Yeah.
face it,
Yeah.
goes on and
It
on.
does. Oh, I love it because I love TARDIS porn.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got Roundels, you've got corridors, it's great.
Give me a roundel, I'm happy.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I loved it in 1981. Love it now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Roundels are good for everything. Storage,
Mhm.
access to important wiries and beepity boopity things.
Mhm.
They look good.
If I had a big enough roundel, I could get rid of my boat.
That's a porthole, though, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Ooh. Now, that's very important. You've got to remember to distinguish between a roundel and a porthole. These are important lessons in life. You still
Don't
with us?
open the wrong one in the middle of the night. Yeah.
What's the title sequence like?
What's the title sequence? Well, yeah, I guess.
It'll be like the TV movie, I suppose, won't it?
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah, the Doctor walks out and gets shot, and then I guess Grace is a passing Doctor,
I suppose so.
spots him and helps him out. Runs up.
Yeah. Is it just Grace then? It is, isn't it? I suppose.
I was thinking maybe we keep Chang Li back for later. I assume he's doing the Adric role.
We kind of need Chang. Well, isn't Chang Li just running past and suddenly gets abducted and put in a web of hadron lines by the Master?
Is he a
And
genius?
spends the entire story going, "What the fuck is going on in my life right now?"
You mean the BDSM dungeon?
I do. The Master's BDSM dungeon.
Because to be fair, like Adric looks like he's enjoying it way more than he's in pain. So
He
that's
really
just
does,
how I
he really
interpreted
does.
that.
Did you notice when we did the watch though? I called them hard-on lines once. Totally did that on purpose.
He looks like he really wants it.
He does
Mm.
want it, yes.
Yes.
Why is he never around when you want him? Much like Paul. Yeah. So, well, should we? All right. So the pre-credit then.
Okay,
Right,
so
let's
wait a
rush
minute. Let me get clear. Chang Li is a genius mathematician who's just passing.
He's just passing, but no one's recognized as genius. He's
He's counting cards. That's what he's there for.
He's what?
He's counting cards.
Yeah.
He's counting cards.
Yes.
In Solihull. That's a great episode title.
Or Vegas.
Counting cards in Solihull.
How about it's set in Vegas, but they filmed it in Solihull?
Nice. That'll do.
That's a
I don't know why they do that as an American production, but they did it. That's cool.
That's
yeah. Work visas.
So he's counting cards and he hears the sounds of a fracas outside and he runs out just in time to see Sylvester McCoy being gunned down.
Mm-hmm.
And he calls the ambulance.
Yeah, and then the Master swoops down.
And then the Master swoops down in a pillar for reasons. And well, that's why he's got a Castrovalva in it.
Yeah.
You said, I said this on the chat. I said the Master's got a working chameleon circuit. Why is he materializing in midair as a pillar? It should be a bush or another ambulance or anything that isn't just a pillar.
Yeah, a bird. Yeah.
He's silly, the Master. He's a very silly person.
Go ahead. Time round.
Paul has actually messaged to say, yeah, carry on with that.
Right.
Okay, on with that.
We'll just impersonate his voice later.
Yeah. Yeah, with the
I am Paul. That sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so we could go straight into the TARDIS, or like I say, we could spend a bit longer in Vegas.
Yeah, I'd spend a bit of time outside. Let's spend a bit more time outside. Because we haven't got the 3 police type dudes running towards them to arrest them from Logopolis.
Yeah.
So
this very much continues from Logopolis. Yeah.
The thugs who shot him have run away.
Yeah.
Presumably. Or driven away at high speed with wheel screechers.
Yeah.
And so they're waiting for the ambulance.
Yeah. Maybe spend a bit more time explaining who the fuck the Master is, why he's there, why he's kidnapped Chang Li.
Has he kidnapped Chang Li? Or he has, hasn't he, in his column?
Well, it would kind of make sense. Yeah.
We could keep Chang Li there a bit more.
Okay. Yeah.
To have a bit of dialogue with the dying Doctor and stay with him until the ambulance comes. Then when the ambulance comes, suddenly this pillar appears and around Chang Li and fucks off again, and Chang Li isn't there.
Yeah.
The rush of paramedics just like covers him from view, and then all of a sudden, poof,
he's gone. Yeah,
gone.
Like so say.
Yeah. Yeah. Eric Roberts turns up. Yeah.
Eric Roberts turns up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good.
So it's Eric Roberts and is he? So we're not getting the Master possessing anyone, are we? Either he's already done that.
Well, yeah. I mean, Missy does that in the Tilly movie. It's confusing, isn't it? It's gonna...
Yes. Maybe we didn't realise Paul is actually the glue that holds all this together. Well, is the Doctor glowing yet? Is he giving it a bit of whoa and Chang Li's backing off? Maybe Chang Li keeps backing off and just like walks backwards into a pillar, which then dematerializes.
just opens up and he just straight into it.
That's weird.
Maybe we try. Okay, maybe we tie this together. Obviously. Tie this together a bit more. Maybe we open with Sylvester McCoy in his TARDIS having a battle with the Master in his TARDIS.
Woof. Time round.
And then they crash. And that's what
that makes more sense.
Yeah, and he staggers out. And then
actually thematically establish the Master beforehand? You're talking plot, boy.
I know. What am I doing? Yeah.
She was mad. That makes sense.
So
makes
that
sense.
explains why the Master. We don't have a load of random events taking place. Yeah.
It also does give us about a few minutes to actually care about the Sylvester McCoy Doctor before he gets shot, which is probably a good idea.
Yeah, get Sylvester McCoy over there for like 2 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, literally just open the doors and right, that's all you think. Like, thanks, bye, Sylvester.
Yeah.
You'll be in The Hobbit in 15 years' time. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Your career's going great. Yeah. So we'll maybe give him sort of 10 minutes to kind of sort that out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. All right. So, the Doctor's not feeling great. So I guess
Due to having been shot.
Yes. Pew pew.
Was he shot or did he crash his TARDIS?
He crashed and then got shot.
Oh, okay.
It was a bad day. They happen. We've all had them.
So what are we having then? So the Doctor's regenerated in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And he's looking for something to wear. Well, Grace is following him around.
Well, I think he's regenerated. Did he regenerate in the back of the ambulance with only Grace there?
Maybe so. Yeah, that'd be quite dramatic.
Which would sort an awful lot of plot problems out. And he just grabs her immediately and says, "I have to get back to the TARDIS."
Oh,
she quite reasonably goes, "What the fuck is the TARDIS?"
Yeah.
Is she the paramedic?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so he persuades her that she should accost the driver and make her go back to the police box. I don't know.
All the while stripping off.
You get right. So he gets half naked, jumps her into the cockpit.
I see. Paul McGann gets half
out the guy driving the ambulance, grabs the wheel, turns it round. Bit of action in Castrovalva. Here we go.
Yeah.
And Grace is in the back, being flung back and forth. And eventually kind of crops over and jumps in with him and says, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Shh." And for some reason she does.
Paul McGann gets half naked and Grace starts following me around like a lost sheep. That I can believe.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say, if we really want this sort of like show and this episode to get full international distribution, a half naked Paul McGann is going to really help.
It really
actually, I didn't think we could sell Castrovalva to as the American TV remake, but it's starting well. Okay, so half naked Paul McGann has wrested control of the thing, punched the guy out.
Yeah.
Grace jumps through and kind of just sits there salivating, presumably. I don't know.
Yeah.
He tosses his hair a bit and says, "Hello, I'm the Doctor."
Roll credits.
Just unloads over to someone else.
Okay, so he persuades her to take him back to the TARDIS. He needs to get into the Zero Room. He's having memory loss. He's feeling a bit shit.
Oh, I know what happens. Right. Here we go. So, when he's running through the TARDIS with Adric and he keeps impersonating other incarnations?
Oh, yeah.
Grace doesn't believe him. And then he turns to her and his face suddenly shifts and it starts morphing briefly into like Peter Davison and Colin Baker and Tom Baker and so on. And she then goes, "Okay, this is really out of my boatyard," to keep the boat theme going. And kind of just sits back and lets him drive for a bit because she's now processing all this.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Now I'm spent.
Now you spent.
And I'm done. I have an important question.
Yes.
Which half of Paul McGann is naked?
I would guess it's going to be the top half for proprietary.
He could be in like tighty whities and still have a shirt on, running around like a toddler. Because I would find that amusing. But I believe for marketing purposes, it would make more sense for it to be a top half.
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
say that'd be more likely. Yeah.
I think so at this stage. Yeah. And also we could maybe see the bullet holes healing up just sort of post-regeneration as well, just to make it more convincing to Grace that this is the same man. And to explain to the American audience who might be a bit, I don't know.
Yeah, he's not human. There's something special about this man. Let's follow him.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll go back to your police box then.
Okay.
Whatever a police box is, says Grace.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Cut to the Master, putting Chang Li in his power lines. I'm not going to say them.
Well, yeah, we do see the Master at this point. Well, first of all, of course, Adric does turn up again, doesn't he? Adric comes back and actually goes in the TARDIS with them, doesn't he? So
A little bit zombified.
Not now.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No, we're fine.
Let's just leave him out. Leave him out.
Let's leave him out. Let's leave him out of the TARDIS.
Leave him out of the TARDIS.
You can always
Okay.
turn up on the scanner going, "It's a trap" later.
Yeah.
Grace doesn't know who he is.
Yeah.
And just takes it as she's, sat on a syringe that had some really powerful stuff in it or something like that. And that this will all pass.
So yeah, the Doctor gets to the TARDIS, he takes off and then collapses basically.
Mm-hmm.
Starts muttering about the Zero Room. So Grace tries to get him there. All the while things are getting hotter.
Is that because he's got his top off?
Well,
Yeah,
there is that.
Paul McGann is now glistening.
Yes.
Right.
What kind of podcast is this? I think we're
don't
making
know.
like some really non-safe for work fanfic.
It's really not safe for work, yeah.
No, we're starting.
We
to
lived through 90s fanfic. I mean, I'm not shocked by anything.
I was about to do a play on words with the word dripping, and I've decided against
Oof.
it.
Well, it's just down to me and my hard-on power lines, then, isn't it?
Hey.
Filth. Okay.
That's the exciting thing. There's nobody in the universe can do what we're doing.
So they managed to get him to the Zero Room, probably fairly quickly.
Mhm.
And Grace goes back to the console room, and this is when she finds that they're heading towards Event 1,
Yeah.
which is a hydrogen inrush. They kind of talk about it being the start of the galaxy. I think possibly they mean the Big Bang. I think
they mean, I always took it
Yeah,
to mean the Big
I
Bang,
took it to
yeah.
mean the Big Bang.
Yeah. Grace is quite excited by the big. No. Sorry.
Well, he is listening.
He's glistening.
He's now glistening and floating if
He
he's
is
in the
glistening
Zero
and
Room.
floating. Yeah,
Yeah.
the previous
Yeah.
boyfriend couldn't do that.
Mm.
Yeah. So it gets a bit dangerous. Dangerous at this point. It gets a bit dangerous.
It does get steamy as well. I mean, literally though, because the steam superimposed all over it, so it's getting steamy.
Yeah, it is getting steamy. Yeah.
The Fox executives are kind of relaxing a bit now. They're kind of going, all right, it's not as much about maths as I thought. Paul McGann's glistening and floating. It's all getting a bit steamy. We're happy. You can have your 3 million.
Yeah.
They keep the maths reveal to the very end.
Yeah.
Just like they do in the original one. I was like, oh, that was what was going on with the entire of this.
Actually,
Okay,
it wasn't
fine.
about sex at all. It was about maths. Or as you would say, math.
Math.
Yes.
I mean, I can't get that. Just to divert for a minute. All right, 1 and 1 equals 2. That's a math. You can't get far on that. When they say do the math, well, there's one discrete math that I've done. In England, we do maths.
We do maths. Yeah.
We do all
More of
the
it.
sums.
More than one math.
Yes, it's mathematics, people. Come on.
Sorry, American listeners, if there are any of you out there. I don't see why there should be.
They probably turned off now, yeah. Fair enough. Sorry, America.
I'm sorry, Twiggy.
All entered the waiting room. Bloody hell.
Did you really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
Give them
know.
a chance to join us.
Da-da-da-da.
Maybe
Zero
Paul's floating in the Zero Room. I don't want to
Oh,
think
no.
of it.
Paul's a window. Paul is connecting to audio.
Oh,
We've moved to mobile.
No.
Shape, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Can you hear us?
He's on his boat. Look, he's waving it.
Hello, yes,
Ah!
Hey.
I'm doing this on my phone because my broadband is cut out altogether. I think it must
appears
be
to work much
regional.
better.
Yeah. It's a bit
Yeah,
funny.
no,
the sound?
you sound lovely and clear.
All right, that's just on my phone.
Just do it on
You've
your phone,
missed a
Decent.
humdinger of an opening so far, Mike.
Yes.
All right.
Where are we up to? So we've kind of covered most of episode 1, really. Paul
All
McGann
right.
Paul McGann is half naked and glistening.
Yeah.
All right.
And floating.
And floating.
That'll be popular.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I said.
Yeah. Yeah, this didn't come from either Baz or myself. Just
All right. That's so you say. I'll
Yeah.
have to wait until I hear it to have the proof.
Yeah. That might contradict what we just said.
so, yeah, and the TARDIS is now rushing back towards the Big Bang,
Yeah.
which Grace is kind of looking forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it would just be the Big Bang, wouldn't it? They wouldn't have any of that hydrogen inrush bollocks.
No, they just say the Big Bang.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it is the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Chris Bidmead's got a unique use of language, hasn't he? It's very
Yes.
Yeah, I've never
Odd.
heard anybody else other than Chris Mead refer to it as a hydrogen inrush.
yeah. No.
What else do you refer to? Never mind.
It does sound like some terrible medical condition. I had a bit of a hydrogen inrush, but took some antacids, so it was all right.
So the Doctor gets a bit aerated, and he recovers enough to kind of find a wheelchair, makes it to the console room, and this is where he shows Grace how to access the architectural configuration. And they jettison 25% of the TARDIS, which is a bold move for the opening episode.
I always got very confused by this. How big is the TARDIS?
Big, pretty big.
Where do you jettison it
I
to?
always thought the TARDIS was infinite. So how
Well,
can
I thought so.
How can you jettison 25% of an infinite kind of
Indeed. And bearing in mind that the
space.
interior of the TARDIS exists in its own separate dimension,
Yep.
where do you jettison it to? And how does that give you any thrust in the real universe? Or does that mean that like a really massive pile of rooms and swimming pools and things suddenly just go into the universe somehow? And you know,
it's
it is
flying
really
past
difficult- it's not-
Jupiter and you suddenly see the TARDIS's swimming pool.
Yeah. You know, it's just there. What?
Well, they've just arrived on somebody's planet, and these people are worshipping it. You know?
Yeah.
They're worshipping in this.
Whatever happens on the planet? What, you know, you get up in the morning, you're heading to work, and suddenly you're crushed by a swimming pool that comes out of nowhere with roundels on it.
Yeah. Well,
Possibly
more
a
than
dead
that, I mean, like,
Sontaran floating in the water.
like an entire city's worth of corridors and swimming pools and
Yeah.
libraries.
Just like Venice suddenly just
It's
landed.
going to be
on
some planet Stonehenge, isn't it? Like it's
It
been
is.
here as long
It
as
is,
we
yeah.
remember, and we just don't remember or know how it got here.
Right, we make a pact, okay? Whichever one of us gets invited to write for the series first, our pitch has got to be, what happened to the 25% of the TARDIS? Well, it was this.
That would be a hell of a story arc if it suddenly came back into current
It
gen.
really would, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That is continuity, my friends.
You have to whoever does the pitch has to buy RTD like a massive volume of whiskey first and get to drink it, then pitch.
Yeah, that's as likely to get picked up as Castrovalva as the beginning of the Paul McGann.
Oh, hey, no, this is
Cynical.
sexy as fuck. This version, I tell you.
Yeah, you got to remember, Paul McGann is floating half naked and glistening right now.
And glistening,
so
yeah. Well, actually, he's now in a wheelchair, half naked. and
we've
glistening, isn't he?
sold that internationally just from that one still from
Yeah.
the promo pack.
Well,
No
good.
one's seen the show. They're just like, yeah.
Something I've got written down in my notes here, which is possibly going back a little bit, but when the Doctor is zonked out, Nyssa sort of closes the doors of the TARDIS, and she says, "This is all I know how to do," and she uses the door control.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like a couple of minutes later, she's using the scanner and other stuff, and you're thinking, "You said that was all you knew how to do."
What a liar.
Maybe they've still got like felt tip things written on, like in the Edge of Destruction for the fast return switch.
Or John Pertwee's lines.
It's like post-it notes just stuck around the TARDIS.
Yeah.
Press this button now.
To be fair, Grace can fly the TARDIS because she can rewire it. She's the expert in the TARDIS immediately.
Yes, remarkably. Yeah, she's really good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes it a bit more believable.
But she's a doctor.
She's a doctor. She can fly the TARDIS. She flies it to Castrovalva, or at least she thinks she does. They've been talking about Castrovalva. It's somewhere that's completely peaceful. So it's a bit like the Zero Room, which is kind of
We haven't got out of
handy.
the Big Bang yet.
Eh?
Oh, yes, we have got out of the Big Bang because Venice just landed on someone. Yeah.
Yeah, Venice landed someone. They gave them some thrust.
Yeah. In the American TV movie, that would be done as a comedy moment, wouldn't it? You know, there'd be someone on some, you know, there'd be kind of slightly weird. There'd be kind of Star Trek aliens with bumpy foreheads and things like that.
Yeah.
Just kind of having their day, or maybe declaring undying love to each other for the first time ever. Oh, all these years I've loved you. It's kind of like,
You like
wow, didn't expect
that scene in Time Bandits where the trolls
Oh,
are
yeah.
in the argument when the
Yeah.
giant steps on their house.
Yeah.
yeah. Cross with the sudden existence of a sperm whale in Hitchhikers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just randomly happened. Oh, well, that was a thing. And then you never see them again.
But
And it's all
famously,
very fun.
that's how you escape from Big Bangs, is by firing swimming pools at them, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
That's just how the universe works.
that's Big Bang Escape
So there's a
101.
reason I have my boat after all.
Yeah.
Put them out with water.
Yeah, just chuck it at a Big Bang. Job.
Yeah. Dr. Brian Cox will tell you all about it. Anyway.
I'm not going to look at Brian Cox at this point. We'd be beneath him. He can go and talk to Brian Blessed.
I bet he doesn't call it a hydrogen inrush.
I bet he doesn't.
Yeah.
Which one, Brian Cox or Blessed?
Well, either or.
Yeah, I'd
Oh,
argue
Blessed would
both.
just call it bollocks.
Commercial time.
You are invited on an adventure across all of time and space, in a completely random order. It's the Police Box in the Junkyard podcast. Jump in the TARDIS with your hosts,
Eric Gulbranson,
Asad Kheshki,
and
Matthew Kressel.
explore Doctor Who TV stories, audio adventures, and books, both novels and non-fiction. The Police Box in the Junkyard podcast. It's the entire Whoniverse. On shuffle. The Police Box in the Junkyard podcast is a member of the Direction Point Network and is available about once a month wherever you find your podcasts. You are listening to Time Ram on the Direction Point Doctor Who podcast network. Woomph. Time Ram.
Where were we?
God knows.
Right, they've ejected the Zero Room, basically. So it's quite handy that they're already on their way to Castrovalva.
Isn't it? Yeah.
That's convenient. Yeah.
So we're cutting all the if stuff, aren't we? We're cutting all the kind of long dialogue between Tegan and Nissa over the console.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
we're going to have to, because Nissa
It would
isn't there. There's no one there to talk to.
Yeah, just be Grace on her own going. "Ugh." So,
Does
yeah.
Grace get a hallucination or a picture on the scanner at this point of Chang Li in a web of
She
hands?
might do. Yeah. Yeah.
Going, danger, it's a trap. She's going, I don't know who you are, mate. What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why are you so turned on? What's going on?
Yeah, why are you?
Doctor, I think one of your special films is playing on the projector. How do I turn it
Yeah.
off?
I think it might be one of your fans.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing she takes the Nissa role here and goes back and builds him a Zero cabinet out of what's left.
Yeah.
Doors.
Doors. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Doors.
Zero Room doors.
Which I'm not sure there's enough to those doors to build a Zero cabinet, you know?
I'm not quite sure how that works. Yeah. Yeah.
I think the doors aren't big enough. I think you'd get two sides of it. It's kind of like when you've got a kind of Zero shell.
It's the McGann era. There'd be massive church doors.
That
There'd
would
be
make more
Of course,
sense.
there would, of course, there would. There's
Mm.
gigantic, plenty left over. Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite suspicious how they skip over it, though, isn't it? It's just you just see her take out the roundel out of the bits
Yeah.
that she's got left, and she's got plenty left.
Yeah.
And then she's going, yeah,
And then
there we go.
together
it's
with
magically
ion bombs.
coffin shaped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, look, it works. And it has an electric sliding door and everything. And I
Yeah.
didn't have to do a
Yeah, I
single
didn't do
thing.
Any of that. I mean,
Mm.
or Nissa's just bloody amazing at woodwork.
Yeah.
Which is possible. I don't think there was much to do on Traken. But Grace wasn't born on Traken.
She should be there with a lathe, kind of, sawing through bits of wood,
Yeah.
Bit of sanding, bit of filling,
cutting
Do
a
it nice.
finger,
Very
going,
nice to finish prop. It's very good.
damn it. You know,
But all she's got is hope and an ion bonder.
yeah. You can do it all with an iron bonder.
You can.
As has been
But
previously.
but make sure you have your ion sunderer in case you get it wrong.
Does the Doctor put any clothes on at any point, or is he still half naked in his Zero cabinet?
Mel, what do you think?
He should have found his other outfit by now, shouldn't he? To be
I
fair.
think so. I
Mm.
think so.
Well,
Yeah.
Bill Hickok, yeah.
So he finds us in the TARDIS.
Yeah, there's a fancy dress party.
In the Wild West room,
Yeah.
which he stumbles across.
Which they totally have.
It's got saloon
Absolutely see
doors
that.
and everything.
Yeah. Excellent. Maybe we have a bit of a lull after event one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, peaks and troughs and all that.
Yes.
We have a lull where he tells her a bit more, fills the audience in on who he is and what's going on, and must find the
That'd be
master,
useful.
and all that bit.
Yeah.
These shoes, they fit perfectly, and then falls over,
Mhm.
and so on. And she's trying to kiss him, but
Yeah.
he have it because he's busy dressing up as Wild Bill Hickok.
Come on, Grace, I'm dressing up as Wild
Well,
Bill
actually,
Hickok.
they would kiss, wouldn't they? Because they do by this point.
I suppose they kind of do, don't they? Yeah.
Well, they don't kind of do; they just completely do.
They're constantly at it. Just-
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, at some point she corners him in the Zero cabinet.
Sounding a lot like sexual harassment in the TARDIS. to be
It
honest.
is, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, the Doctor's not in his right mind.
No, no. he can't get informed consent
he's
here.
recovering from a full regeneration,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mhm.
and this crazy love struck American doctor's just
Mm.
like grabbing at him.
Yeah.
I think that's what conventions are like for Paul McGann, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doctor.
You think she'd stop and ask about, I just saw this guy on your screen
I think afterwards she
in
would.
one of your pervy videos. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And he goes, what? I don't know who that is either. Having no connection to him. And then they go, oh well, we'll try a different shirt on. No, wait a minute. I know,
right.
because we've got the bit at the end of episode 1 where the Master turns up on the screen and goes, goodbye.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Mhm.
So she reports that, and McGann goes, what? And he comes into light, across his eyes.
Mhm. Mhm.
And suddenly goes, the Master.
My old enemy.
We were doing TARDIS acting, and our TARDIS has both crashed, and it was so sad. All that sort of bit.
The Master could kind of indicate Chang Li as well. Go, look, I've got him too, and they're all going, yeah, who is he?
No idea who that is,
Yeah.
but like
What?
you should probably rescue them.
Yeah.
Your
Right.
friend. No, we don't know him.
Well, that's where the doctor does doctor defining speech, kind of going. It doesn't matter if I know him or not. Got to help him.
Whoever he is.
That's what I do. I'm the Doctor.
Yeah.
And Grace goes, I thought I was the Doctor, and they both go for 20 minutes, and that fills up some runtime. Job.
We also have a scene where the Master kind of explains that he's got a bit of a plan, doesn't he? It's kind of
This is what he gets from his forklift truck, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Oh
right.
my
Yeah.
God.
Very, very slow
Yeah.
lift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I think this might have been my favorite part of the entire story. But every time the Master needs to say something to Adric, he just like rises about a foot in the air.
Bothers, he just bothers.
And then he like has a little thought and thinks, and then he goes back down again. He's like, oh no, I'm still talking to you, and he goes back up again. It's so pointless.
It really is.
It's like terrible the first
He's not
time.
all that far up, he could just raise his voice.
Yeah.
It's terrible the first time, and then they do it a second time, and it's like, we've hired this bloody forklift, we're going to use it.
And it wasn't actually a forklift. I was saying in Mel's
Was it really?
chat that if you see the undubbed footage, which is a terrible black and white Shibarden copy, but it's still there.
Yeah.
It's a well, now Adric, blah 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 blah. I'm going back down now. So yeah, brilliant idea. Nice one.
Yeah.
Who thought of that? Yeah.
The Master's mad, you see.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wanted to admire the Hadron power lines.
Up close.
Careful.
Okay. Getting a good look at them. Yeah.
Mhm.
Good. They land on Castrovalva. We better get to Castrovalva.
Ah, fuck. Yes.
Yeah. This is where Grace is kind of carrying the cabinet by herself.
You know,
She's
I'd
pushing
say
it in the
Grace-
wheelchair. She's pushing it in the wheelchair still.
Pushing
Yeah.
the
She's got the
wheelchair.
wheelchair.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It just she's not as inept as Nissa, so it just doesn't fall into the river.
Yeah.
Okay.
And doesn't
Maybe-
short out.
That is inept.
Yeah.
if the Master's TARDIS has got a forklift, maybe the Doctor's has as well.
That would help.
So she gets the Doctor's forklift.
That works. Every TARDIS has a branch of like Speedy
Yeah.
Hire or whatever your local plant hire like branches, and they've got like diggers, forklifts.
Three Time Lords transcended forklift technology when the universe was less than half its present size.
It's in the forklift room that's next to the Western room.
Next to the Western
Yeah.
room, yeah.
Thank God we didn't jettison it with the swimming pool.
Yeah. Really, when the TARDIS lands, there should be like a quarter of it missing. Those there should be sort of a chunk out of it at the bottom, which is why it's at an angle.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's no answer to that.
just move on.
Bit of gaffer tape over it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
No one will
Right.
see. Yes, it's time and space worthy.
Yeah.
Wibbly wobbly, tummy wine.
Shut up.
No, I'm tempted to say ditch the zero cabinet, and just have the Doctor sort of.
I am as well.
In a
Yeah,
wheelchair.
really.
I think they do that. They want to
Yeah.
see him running around with his big shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
How
Yeah.
about if the cabinet is not a cabinet, but somehow Grace has managed to fashion it into some sort of, I don't know, a bit like a bulletproof vest, but it's not.
Oh.
So he's wearing it a bit like a gilet.
Or a zero headband.
Yeah, like that, like the Tomorrow
Yeah.
People, or
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's just kind of like, so it's a little bit more
body fitting.
Yeah, body
McGann
fitting
friendly.
for accessibility and
Yeah.
moving around and
Mhm.
bits.
Yeah.
Um,
0 codpiece.
See, Paul, this is why Paul McGann ended up half naked.
This is the level.
There you go. It's all justified. He's going to wear a 0 codpiece. It gives him peace. And allows him to float.
It would make more sense on his head. I feel like this is cutting out
Yeah.
Zero
signals.
hat.
Zero
Give
hat.
him like a zero crown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit
Something.
like the death hat, but it's a zero hat. Yeah.
It's a 0 hat. He's got a 0 hat. Right.
Does it still look like a cowboy hat though if he's got dressed
Yeah.
in the Wild
But
West?
with roundels.
Mm-hmm.
But with roundels.
Mhm.
There are roundels on the cowboy hat. There you go.
Roundels on the cowboy hat.
Zero
I know,
room cowboy
it's
hat.
ridiculous.
Done.
Good.
Excellent. That would make it really easy to make the Doctor really confused and weak, wouldn't he? Just whip his heart up and it's kind of like, oh, faint.
Works, doesn't it? Yeah. It's all right.
Maybe that's the master plan this time.
Strong gust of wind. Ah,
Yeah,
just gone.
dear, all confused.
That's why she needs to
Gonna
get
have
into
to have a lie
Castrovalva. Obviously, that's what
Oh, now I'm glistening again.
Yeah.
So there's a great scene here where, in the original at least, Nyssa and Tegan leave the cabinet in order to climb some rocks in their heels,
As you do.
and then give up almost straight away. Come back again, and he's gone.
Well, they're both going to do this then. In this, they're both going to start climbing, and I think they're actually going to get into Castrovalva this way
Oh, okay.
because that's sort of more 90s American dramatic. And there's a storm, there's lightning,
Yes.
and there's a dragon,
Yes.
Arr,
rawr, and hiss.
arr.
That'd be good actually if we get.
calms it with Venusian Aikido, which is Philip Siegel reminding people that actually it's the same person as John Pertwee.
Yeah. It'd be good to see more of the outside of Castrovalva, actually establish it in the landscape, which they
Yeah.
could do with the effects,
Yeah.
because
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They couldn't do it in 81, but
in
they could.
81
Yeah.
it's a painting on some rocks, isn't it? That's basically it.
I
Yeah.
mean, just film it at Disneyland. I'm sure they'll have castles on rocks there,
Yeah.
or
It's
some
gonna
set
be
left over
really-
from the young Indiana Jones adventures.
There'll be some set in LA somewhere that they can use.
Yeah,
Oh.
they'll be able to find that.
Some-
They've got them all
some
over America.
Elflin Castle somewhere. Yeah.
An elfin castle, fiberglass castles on rocks.
I've got a feeling the whole of Castrovalva is going to be really kind of Renaissance fair, isn't it? It's going to be.
I think it's going to be Disney. I think it's going to be horrific.
Yeah.
It probably will be on location when they find somewhere on location to do it, I would imagine.
I'll tell you what it'll look like. It'll look like those dudes in, is it the second last or the last of the next gen Star Trek films where they're all ageless?
Yeah.
That one.
Oh, yeah.
Where
Mhm.
gets a big zit and Picard's flanging after.
That's it.
He gets a big zit.
I mean, the guy that's got a kind of stretchy face, they kind of stretch his face.
I think it's the stretchy face one.
Yeah.
They are my two least watched Star Trek films.
Yeah,
So
it
I'm
is.
not entirely sure.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be a bit like that. It'll probably be a bit more on location.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, much as I like the story, the original Castrovalva, I do think the sets of Castrovalva very much look BBC Shakespeare of the time. You know, they're very
Yeah.
stagey.
Yeah.
I'm expecting to basically sit down and watch like I Claudius.
Yeah.
Like it's very much giving
Yeah.
me like Derek Jacobi's going to be out in a second and he's going to tell us some Shakespeare. No, he's not going to tell us some Shakespeare. He's going to act some Shakespeare.
Here
He'd
is
probably
some
tell us
Shakespeare.
about Shakespeare too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does look very stock BBC
Yeah,
drama.
it really does.
Yeah.
It does. It does. And
Very
it's very
flat.
overlit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And the floor's very flat.
Yeah. It's
and
yes.
so on.
I like the upper level kind of thing that they've got going on, but the rest of it is
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. And it's very
Do
much
you like a
blue
mezzanine?
backcloth.
yes.
It is safe for me by the bit where you've got the split screen with them running that way, and then that way upside down underneath them.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's quite nice. Yeah. Shame about the rest
But
of
we're
it.
jumping ahead. I'm telling you the plot.
Somewhat, yeah. So yes, they make their way into Castrovalva in ways.
Past the dragon.
Past the dragon, yes. We get some excitement. Good.
Yeah.
So yes, there's some guys there. The guys, well, they've got a hunting party. They don't have to be guys. Some of them could be girls.
True.
But
Can we keep Michael Sheard, though? Because then Mel and I can tell our story about the convention.
Tell your story about the convention, guys.
When we get to Michael Sheard.
Okay, right, fine. Well, Michael Sheard is in the original. He's as Murgrave, the leader of the hunting party, who was also a doctor.
And he was still alive. He was still acting, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
Fly him over.
Yeah. So, yeah, flying from the UK. So Michael Sheard's got to be in it. It's Doctor Who. It's got to have
Be
Michael
telling
Sheard.
stories at conventions afterwards. I was flown to America and I wasn't playing Hitler. Extraordinary.
You got to have Michael Sheard. You got to have Helen Mirren. Those are the laws. So
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
put him over for it. Why not? Yeah.
I know he's
Oh,
probably too young if we're going for like the age Michael Sheard was in it. But I was thinking of like 90s actors who were British, who were probably in the States at this time anyway. It's probably too pretty, but I was going to swap in Anthony Head. Because he would have been in the States doing Buffy.
Well, have him. How about he plays Murgrave? Not Murgrave. Shardovan.
Shardovan, yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony Head, very pretty Shardovan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ideally with a big pointy conical hat on with some rings on it.
Naturally. Yeah. Uh-huh.
For shits and giggles. Because there's a hat theme developing.
It is quite hatty, this episode, actually.
We've got the
Very
Roundel-based
hatty.
Zero hats, so...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we've got to bring in all the Ulysses stuff in this somehow, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ulysses stuff, we should have just the master at the end, sort of, before he's defeated, making some pronunciation to the doctor about some pronouncement is the word I was looking for, towards the doctor about Ulysses and all that. And the doctor at the end, when everything's finished, going, "Oh, I must go and find."
Mm-hmm.
Did they see Shatner in the tapestry?
Oh my God.
Mel, you haven't got a clue what we're talking about here, have you?
No.
The Paul McGann movie, as we know, didn't go to series. However, there were many attempts to bring it back, and one of these produced a Bible. And this Bible is impressive reading. Partially, it's remakes of old stories like Talons of Weng Chiang and the Daleks and things like that. And the Cybermen are reimagined as Cybes, who are kind of weird-ass space pirates. But there was going to be a running plot line that the Doctor, having been informed by his mentor in Gallifrey, Cardinal Baruza, not Barusa, but Baruza,
very different.
was going to quest to find his father, the greatest Time Lord adventurer of all, who for some reason is called Ulysses. Who we've cast William Shatner, and we decided that since we were going to a series now, well, all we've got is this leaky Bible. So the Doctor keeps encountering Ulysses or linked to Ulysses. So actually, we've got to set that whole thing up in this one, haven't we?
I can't hear it without thinking, Ulysses.
No one else can do the things you do. That's fine. That works for William Shatner as well.
Yeah, it does.
He could sing it.
Well, he'd do his special kind of singing.
Yeah.
Well, as it's singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Singing with bunny ears.
Ulysses. Soaring through all the galaxies.
I'm a rocket man. Rocket man.
Anyway, yes, let's not do Shatner impressions.
So I believe you had a Michael Sheard story up your sleeve as well.
Mel, do you want to tell us? Do you want to start the story then?
I was doing a Discord watch of this story in my Discord, obviously, which Rupert joined me and some of my community on, and obviously Michael Sheard appeared, and I said he was a very lovely man and that I met him once, and he told me I had lovely legs because I was wearing a miniskirt at the time, and Rupert was just like, yeah, I met Michael Sheard a couple of times. I was at a convention. And he basically, we were it was like the evening party or something. He stole your girlfriend for the evening and kept dancing with her, basically.
Took her dancing, yeah.
But no, genuinely very lovely man. Like
absolutely,
this is not a cancellation. Genuinely a very lovely man.
Yeah.
And I was just like, God, this was years ago. Like it was a convention in like, I think it was Weston-super-Mare. To which Rupert then types back in the chat, it wasn't Cult TV, was it? And I was like, yes. And he's like,
it wasn't a really run
Dreary holiday camp.
Yeah.
Like out of season. And I was like, yes. And I was like, oh my God, were we at the same convention before we knew each other? And had absolutely no idea.
Not a clue. Yeah.
But by extension now, this means that both Barry and Paul were also both at that same convention.
Yeah.
Many moons ago, somewhere in the mid-noughties. We were at the same, and it wasn't a big convention. We were at the same convention at an off-season holiday camp, which I think was a Pontins in Weston-super-Mare.
Yeah.
With Michael Sheard, as you do. Yeah.
Was it Weston-super-Mare?
I think it was because I dug out that blog post, didn't I? And I said, this is the one. So I found someone who did a blog post from it because Obviously, like mid-noughties, not everyone's putting like pictures and everything on the internet as much still. But I managed to find someone's blog post of the event, and they mentioned several things, including someone very tall who was dressed as a
Centauri.
That was it. Yeah.
And I then told you my story about the Centauri.
And I was like, oh my God, I think this blog lady was there too.
Yeah.
Do you like that sort of thing?
You remember my story about the Centauri, don't you guys?
Yes.
No, you don't, Baz. Oh.
No, I don't remember.
No.
He propositioned me in the toilet.
Yes, I remember. Yes,
I drunkenly went, "Oh God, no!" and ran back and hid in the TARDIS, like the Doctor would.
Yes, I remember you coming back. Yes, yeah.
So in a weird timey-wimey way, we were all in very close proximity alongside Michael Sheard.
Yeah.
In another time and space, somewhere in Western Supermare.
You know what that means? That means that this episode of Time Ram is actually a recursive occlusion. Held together by Michael Sheard.
Yeah. Michael Sheard holds the universe together.
Yeah.
He's the glue.
Is that why everything's gone to shit then?
Yeah.
You thought it was David Bowie, didn't you? No.
No.
No, I still agree it's Bowie. I mean, everything's gone downhill since then.
Yeah, that's true.
Keeper of the legacy of Rassilon. Defender of the laws of time. Protector of Gallifrey.
But yes, Michael Sheard is still Michael Sheard in this. We're not recasting him, aren't we?
No, we can't. We
Quite right.
can't now.
Yeah.
Come on, we can't out of respect from holding the universe together and setting up this entire mathematical puzzle for us.
Yes. Yeah, remember, it's about maths.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah.
Because it'll help everything make sense later.
Yeah.
Will it?
Did it? No, it didn't.
Possibly. No. God knows. Where are we at, Baz?
Where are we at? Well, okay, they're in Castrovalva. They think that these guys are going to be sort of primitive, but they're not. They're actually quite cultured.
Mm-hmm.
So, we meet Shardavan, who's a librarian, and Murgrave, who's a doctor. And there's also Ruther.
Murgrave immediately grabs Grace and goes, "Come on," and swings her onto the dance floor. Gone for the night,
Exactly, yeah. They're a bit underrepresented in the woman front, this society, but apart from that, they're quite sophisticated. Yeah.
Well, they're there, but they're all just doing the washing.
Yeah, they're just doing the washing.
Oh, they're going to have problems washing things with a zero hat, aren't they?
Maybe they can cook in the zero hat instead. They can be using it as a pot.
We could
rather than doing the washing.
Ruther could be Helen Mirren, so then at least we've got at least one woman in the main trio.
Yes. So I did say before we started recording, I was like, this episode's a proper sausage fest, apart from the companions. Like none of the other women have any input whatsoever, apart from giggling like slightly maniacal children.
Yeah.
And really feverishly washing things with no water.
Actually, the only female in it who has anything significant to do is the little girl.
Yeah, she's got a line.
Yeah, she's virtually the only other speaking Castrovalva, isn't she? Yes.
Is she going to be replaced by Hanson in this one?
Hanson just need to work.
Yeah.
Do you mean the Three Brothers Band? As in Bop?
I mean. Yeah.
All three of them. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Kind of 90s stunt casting.
We'll just reset it as like triplets, but not triplets, because they're not triplets, they're brothers.
And they do a little song at the Doctor,
Yeah.
Well, he goes, "Good heavens."
About maths.
Yeah. Mint.
Sweet. Okay.
Can I
I've
ask
already
Baz,
got my assessment of whether this is better or worse than the original.
Does this make any sense?
I want to ask Baz, you've got a degree in maths, haven't you?
Yes.
Does any of this math stuff make any sense to you at all?
No.
I just thought it was me, but obviously not.
To be fair, I got my degree some time ago, but I don't recall this ever making much in the way of sense.
Yeah.
No.
Didn't cover recursive occlusions then?
We did not cover recursive occlusions.
No.
We're not mentioned.
Funny that.
Yeah. I think that may mean something that Chris H. Bidmead made up. In fact, I'd be prepared to put money on it.
Yeah, what is an occlusion?
I don't know.
Isn't it like
When the moon is occluded, you can't see it, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't it something like
Yeah.
similar to a I'm waving my hands for those people who can't got video.
Good. This is really going over well.
Eclipse. That's what I'm trying to do. One of my hands was the moon, then the other was the sun.
So we both think it's something to do with the moon.
Yeah,
so
because of occlusion, occluded is it says to me that it's something that is covering or
you can't see it.
Or is somehow kind of hiding.
So that makes sense that the Castrovalvans can't see the recursive.
Yeah.
Maybe it's clever.
I'm going to check if that's what it means. I have no idea.
In language terms, you would assume it's the opposite of conclusion, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So it's the
I
start.
don't know how that works.
Occlusion meaning. Here we are. The blockage or closing of an opening, blood vessel, or hollow organ.
Ooh.
Or
no one go there. Just no one.
You can get like occlusions in your threads, in your veins.
Can you?
A process whereby something is hidden or obscured from prominence or view.
That's what me and Rupert said.
There you go.
Yeah.
We do words.
Yeah.
Etymology for the win.
Yeah. Okay.
I was occluded at the beginning of this podcast.
We concluded that you were, yes.
Yes.
Never say that you don't learn things on this podcast, listener.
No.
We are erudite.
And we've done maths and English within the last couple of minutes.
There we go. There we go. We didn't do maths very well this time.
Science.
No, or English, really.
No.
So Shardavant.
I got a word right, and I'm just pathetically proud of that. So I'm keeping that for the rest now.
Mm-hmm.
Medal.
That's a win. Yeah. Shardavant kind of.
So it's a win. I'm taking it anyway.
Bless you. Shardavant kind of questions the Doctor. He wants to know who he is or what he's doing there. And we learn a little bit about the society in this place. And they're quite archaic, but they've got a sophisticated society. And the Portreeve is meant to be in charge. The Portreeve is kind of like the wise man. I bet that means something as well. Portreeve. I bet that's some word for something.
Yeah, it absolutely means something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Google. Continue.
Excellent. So the Portreeve turns up and it's Anthony Ainley in the white beard. No, hang on.
And is it? I mean, how convincing is this going to be? It's kind of like really buff Eric Roberts,
bent over,
dressing for the occasion. Yeah, bending over, kind of going, "Oh, I'm old, me.
I'm an old man."
Yeah. But hey, that's what we've got. So what the hell?
Portreeve is a real word.
Is it? What does it mean?
A portreeve is Old English and is sometimes spelled as Port Reeve or Port Warden, and is a title of historical official in England and Wales possessing authority, political, administrative, or fiscal over a town.
Oh. Kind of like a mayor.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, like a one person kind of little mini government.
It's a bit like sheriff,
I think we should call mayors Portreeves again. I think
next time we see Adam Manning, we should.
Adam Manning, we're going to just. Yeah, you're going to be the Portreeve from now on. So Eric Roberts doing his best.
Mm-hmm. This might kill it unless we cast someone else.
Oh, this might kill it.
David Hemmings.
David Hemmings. Yeah.
He's not quite old enough to be the old, but
Anthony Ainley.
But at this point in where are we? 90s.
96.
Yeah. He's doing a lot of stuff in the States. I know he did a Tales from the Crypt around that time as well. Also, amazing eyebrows, which obviously, even if you like whited them up, just make you look really, really old.
We could have Michael Shird as the Portreeve. That might work.
Don't confuse it at this stage.
Well, I'm just saying, it might actually work. Something tonight works.
True.
Yeah.
True. So presumably the Master's going to just whip a mask off this time.
Yeah. Because, I mean,
mask and go, look, it was me.
The sophisticated 1996 audience is immediately going to go, that's Eric Roberts.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, I didn't in 1981. I don't recall recognising Anthony Ainley.
I didn't, no. But let's face it, we were 10.
Good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're allowed not to.
Yeah.
Admittedly, the makeup is really good.
It actually is,
yeah.
It's better than the King's Demons, where you just instantly go, "Yeah, that's on."
Yeah, where Anthony comes on, goes, and basically kind of goes, I am French,
It's doing an outrageous accent.
It's really Python. I told you a second time.
I started your general direction.
Indeed. I waved my brother past your aunties. Oh, I can't. I shrunk her. Aha!
You and all your silly English knickets.
Okay, so the doctor kind of has a bit of a sleep at this point. He has a bit of a rest.
I would.
Seems fair.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
Yeah,
Been a really long day. Yeah.
In a zero hat.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
sleeping in
Yeah,
a zero
the zero
hat.
hat's vanished.
He wakes up without his zero hat.
Yeah.
Shit.
Where Adric comes in. Well, not Adric. Lee. Lee comes in.
Chang Li.
Chang Li takes his hat. Aha.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still, he's there, sort of wandering about.
He's had a really big part to play in it, Chang Li, as a character who's being introduced for a companion. He's really taking part in action, isn't he?
It is what it is.
Uh,
So we get to morning. His hat's gone,
Yeah.
and here we are. Yes, Grace wakes up, and she sees Lee, who tells her that she
Who
needs to
are
stay
you?
there. Who are you? You have to trust me, Grace. But I don't know you. And basically tells her, yeah, you need to stay in Castrovalva. It's where you need to be. But it's all a trick. The master's told him to say it.
who's the master? What the fuck are you saying? Keep turning up and nothing you say makes sense.
Chang Li's not saying about the master. The master's told Chang Li to tell Grace that
Oh, right.
Grace
They
and the
need to
doctor
stay in
need to stay there.
Castrovalva.
They need to stay
Oh,
there.
okay.
This is
Was
the
he on his
plot.
forklift while he was saying all this? I hope he
Probably,
was.
yeah, he probably was. Yeah.
Cool. Right, okay, I'm happy then.
Yeah, we cut occasionally to the forklift. You know, we see.
Yeah.
I just thought of somewhere where they could have filmed this.
Ah,
Have you ever seen in anything the Harold Lloyd estate? Harold Lloyd's house from
No.
the 1920s, and it's got all these big kind of Romanesque plazas and things out the back of it. They've used it in loads of films. It's in Westworld as Roman world.
cool.
Yeah,
That'll work. Yeah,
they would have filmed it there because it still looks the same now.
Works for me, yeah.
yeah.
100 years ago.
It's quite gentle at this point. The doctor's kind of having breakfast with the portreeve, and the portreeve shows the doctor his magic tapestry.
Oh, this is where we get Ulysses. This is where we get an image of Shatner.
Ah, Shatner. Yeah, we see
Totally
Shatner.
sounds like a
That's-
euphemism.
That's where we'll
Would
put
you
this in.
would you like to have breakfast with me? I'll show you my magic tapestry.
What's he got under there? Is it Chang Li? Woohoo!
Look, no hands. Ugh, no. Sorry, yes, magic tapestry.
Magic tapestry. Yeah, there's no other word for
I'm
it.
trying to think
Really,
of a stitch gag, but I can't. So it's wrong. About 20 minutes time, I'll think of it and go, and it'll be out of context.
yeah. We can edit it. It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't need your charity.
So they decide to investigate Castrovalva. They get the history of Castrovalva out of the library, and this is where in the original version the Doctor remembers Adric and decides that he needs to.
He's remembering Ulysses.
He's remembering Lucy. Yes, right. He needs to go after Ulysses. Yes.
He needs to go after Ulysses. Yeah,
Yes.
he's establishing his quest. This is the big thing.
This is-
Father!
Yeah, yes,
Again.
absolutely. Yeah. Flashbacks to Cardinal Baruza telling him, "Your father." Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bringing
go find your dad.
Cardinal Barusa. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Played by Charles
Was
Dance.
that Jeremy Irons? Was
Kind
that
of a backstory.
Charles Dance, I believe, for
Charles Dance? Yeah.
Yeah. Charles Dance as Baruza.
the sake of consistency.
Yeah.
Some kind of vague attempt at sanity.
Yes.
It's not a bad cast. This is it. Tony Head.
It's
William
all right.
Shatner,
It's
Charles
all right.
Dance,
Yeah.
Michael Shear.
Definitely getting picked up for a series.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Hanson.
Hanson, yeah.
Hanson. They're recording the theme.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Doctor tries to leave, but he can't.
Sorry.
He tries to leave, but the geography's strange. Every time they leave the courtyard, they end up coming back to the courtyard.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we mentioned the recursive occlusion. Finally, we're bringing in recursive occlusion. So
Basically a Ray Cooney farce, isn't it? They open one door, it slams behind them, they end up where they started to begin with.
Yeah. He's feeling a bit iffy at this point. He needs his hat, but his hat's missing.
He does.
Yeah.
Needs a zero hat.
Needs his zero hat. Yeah.
As we all do, let's face it.
As we all do, yeah. So they go looking for that. He has a bit of a rest, and he decides to read the history of Castrovalva, which were mentioned earlier, and immediately this history is just all wrong. It's not right. It doesn't make any sense. And he realizes that the history's been faked.
I want to go notes in the middle of all this.
Yeah. So Shadavan's been a bit suspicious. So they're suspecting of faking this history, which this history covers the last 750 years of history, but it covers it. They were written some time ago, but they cover everything that's happened up to now.
Oh yeah,
that's the clue.
Let's cover that bit. I like that bit. Yeah,
it's quite nice. Yeah.
Takes
some ages to tell us, but yeah, that's the clue that the history's been faked.
It'll be a lot quicker in this one because it wastes an awful lot of time on Ulysses.
Yeah. We were talking about Ulysses.
Just kind of pick up the history and go, no, this is bullshit. It's written right until now.
Yeah. This is a bit where we do actually kind of need the zero cabinet, because what they do, they put the Doctor in the zero cabinet and they carry it to the Portreeve, but he's not in the zero cabinet.
How about we, for some reason, wrap the Doctor, who's not the Doctor, up like a mummy and put the hat on him, and they carry the mummy dummy with the zero hat in to see the Portreeve. Because we can't make the zero hat bigger, so we need something that's going to pretend to be the Doctor. So maybe they can say that, I don't know, it's affecting him so badly he's broken out in hives. Right. So they've like completely invisible manned him.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
they've wrapped him all up.
Could the zero hat be dimensionally transcendental?
It's going to need to be, I think. Yeah, it's. Do you remember that scene where the Master's trying to get him out of the cabinet and he can't get into the cabinet? So now he's trying to get him out of the hat.
Kissing a hat. That's great. Yeah, I love that.
So instead of a dummy mummy, the Doctor's a rabbit. It's like it's a bit Mary Poppins. You got like the portrait, like up to his elbow, like rooting around inside this zero cabinet hat.
Elbows in the zero hat.
Just not being able to grab anything.
Lovely, I love it. Great. I'm happy.
Okay.
It really sells the zero hat.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's what we're saying in the pitch meeting.
Yeah. Think of the merch.
Great hats in this.
Merch.
Great hats. So yeah, this is kind of the climax, really, is the Doctor isn't in his hat. He's going to see Shadavan.
Have we had the bit with the lovely bit where Michael Sheard's looking at the map and kind of going, well, my pharmacy's here and here and here.
Yeah, oh yeah, well, need to get that in. Yeah, that is good. I like that.
I love that bit.
Yeah.
It's the main bit that actually makes this make sense.
Yeah.
It's the only bit that sells the. I mean, this was obviously
really
inspired by an Escher drawing, and this is the only bit that actually sells that concept.
And they do it so well. They act it so beautifully. They really sell it.
Yeah. But what they could do in this version, they actually have the effects budget to be able to make it look like an Escher drawing, and they could have people going in all different directions.
True. Yeah.
You know, actually genuinely.
Yeah.
Put some weird stuff on the screen rather than a bit of split screen and go, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be less subtle in this. I think the Doctor would go, this is like being inside an Escher drawing.
Probably.
Reese would go, you mean MC Escher?
Yeah.
Into a kind of,
yeah.
And the Doctor would go, yes, I met him once.
Yeah.
Died while he was making his last drawing.
Yeah. You got the inspiration for the staircases from the TARDIS.
Yeah.
You notice how all these historical figures that the Doctor meets, they're always lovely people. He never kind of goes, oh, I met him once. It's a bastard.
Met him. Brilliant man. Utter twat.
Smelled. So sad.
Oh, please be quiet.
We might need to soup this up a bit because it is a bit gentle in the original version. But basically, the Master gets frustrated trying to get the Doctor out of this zero cabinet. I mean, first of all, we get the reveal. Obviously, the Portreeve is the Master.
Yeah.
Let's do a bit of wibbly wobbly, and then there he is. Yeah. And while the Doctor meets Shadavan, who is also suspicious because he's the librarian. He's worked out that the history's fake, and they both climb in the window while the master's distracted. Yeah.
Lightning, thunder, rain, wind.
Yeah. Have a bit more action here because the guys do turn on the master, but he's kind of
again
swinging through the window.
Swinging. Yeah. The doctor basically, the master rather, basically sends Murgrave to kind of sort him out, and he talks him around and gets him on side. And Chang Li's in the tapestry, naturally.
Yeah.
Because he's a mathematician. He's a math genius.
He's a math genius.
Mm.
Yeah.
We're going to have to remember this in future episodes.
Yeah.
His math genius has been wiped by the Hadron power lines at the end of this. That could be useful.
That could be like retconned. Like completely.
Yeah.
He can never car count again. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
He's lost his livelihoods. Now he's to travel in the TARDIS with the doctor.
Oh, well, I better come with you then, Doctor.
Yeah. So basically, it's Shardavan saves the day. He swings in on a big chandelier, smashes the web.
You made us man of evil, but we are free.
Yeah.
That's a good line. I do like that bit. That's really
a good line.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Should have McGann did a bit more, kind of, bit more to it.
I'm a free man.
Yeah.
It's weird that the master made all these people, and they're quite nice people. And he's made a lovely place, and it's kind of it's all come from his head.
Psychologically interesting. This is what the master's like without the drums.
Yeah.
Deep down, nice guy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, utter twat.
Yeah.
So they managed to get Lee out, and then they try and make it to the exit. Murgrave leads them for a while, but then he gets a bit lost. He can't see anymore. He gets confused. Fortunately, Lee is able to lead him to the door. The master tries to leave in his TARDIS, but he's trapped inside this recursive occlusion.
I love his TARDIS. I love he's got a little grating he pulls down that can only comes like 2/3 of the way down.
Yeah.
So it's not a very good door.
How does he close the door? Yeah. I need to space like that with his knees.
Because you realise I'm going to get sucked out like salamander. Oh dear, I should have put a proper door on.
So the master turns up. He's kind of a bit upset, but all the Castrovalvans kind of pile in.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that bit. I love them. All kind of.
I like that bit. All screaming and horrible. Yeah.
It's horrific, actually. Yeah. All these nice people, they all die. Basically, this is it. The only people who get out are the Doctor, Grace, and Pete.
We're going to see Castrovalva getting sucked into nothingness.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's going to be like the
scrunched up like a piece of paper.
Castle of the Beast at the end of Krull.
I feel like in the McGann version, maybe the Doctor and the Master would have a bit more of a fight. A bit more of a kind of
They probably would. They'd probably have a fight. A fist fight.
Fight. Yeah.
Master would tear McGann's shirt.
McGann would glisten a bit.
They'd be wrestling on the floor.
So he's Shatner's son.
McGann throws the zero hat over him. The master vanishes into it completely.
Because I've had enough of you.
And then the Doctor picks up the zero hat and goes, I'm going to keep this with me for every single adventure I have in future. Because that's the best way to get rid of things. And then it blows up. So he can't.
So, Castrovalva gone. Basically, it was never real. It was never there.
Castrovalva.
And they go back to the TARDIS, which it turns out that Grace.
Well, I said before about it scrumpling up like by the paper. That'd be really nice because it's from Escher.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Yeah. So they're there with Lee and Grace, and they're all by the TARDIS, and they're like, "Well, what do we do now? Might as well go with the Doctor, because it's going to series. Woohoo!
Because it's going to series.
Yeah.
And McGann has a last little bit to the camera going, "Look, I'm going to have to find my father Ulysses. I need people to help me. I need friends."
Yeah.
And Chang Li goes, "I don't know what the fuck's happened to my day. I mean, what the hell?"
I used to be a maths genius.
And Grace goes, "Yes."
Whatever you say, yes.
Yeah.
Explainment.
Well, I thought that was going to be really difficult. But actually, with a little application of madness, it went fine.
Yeah.
So what do we all think? Better or worse than the original?
Better. mainly because we skipped out what felt like 20 minutes of Nyssa and Tegan going, this is how the library system works on the TARDIS computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll
Or
notice I
having
didn't even mention
pantomime
that.
fall into a lake and my ion bonder's wet. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's better.
Yeah, I think we ripped the padding out.
Yeah.
I think it'd be, even more so than sort of we've described it, it would be a lot pacey. They'd really pace it up. Because the original is slow. I thought that when I was watching it the other day, it's so slow.
It's very talky, isn't it? And
I feel like it could be a two-parter. 4 is absolutely stretching it.
I'd say
episode 2 is kind of almost entirely them kind of humping that enormous bloody cabinet through the forests and
they do that for
falling in rivers and shit.
Yeah, it's all very nicely shot, but it's really gentle.
Yes.
Oh, I know what we forgot.
What?
What is McGann putting on his ripped shirt instead of celery?
So he's wearing it throughout.
Yes. Now forever. At the end, as they're walking up to the TARDIS.
You know, it makes sense thematically because who's his father? William Shatner.
So he's putting on a big chunk of ham.
Loves just
Yeah,
a rip.
I'm trying to get the celery connection now.
Didn't you know William Shatner loves celery? I thought everybody knew that.
Hence his dynamic physique.
Exactly.
Well, hey, I'm done with it, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
They're making it Hollywood. Is it going to be kale?
Definitely civilization. Okay, well, good. Hurrah. Should we see what we're doing next?
Yeah.
John Pertwee.
Always Pertwee.
Always Pertwee.
Always Pertwee.
240.
240. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so story 240, yeah?
Yep.
You are not going to believe this, okay? This is many. It is the day of the Doctor.
Oh, fucking hell.
What? 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 So
I'm
Are we
actually
going to do it
tempted-
then? No,
I'm
I wanna
actually
roll it
tempted to
again.
bust out a grade.
yeah. I think this is crazy. So yeah.
Well, just because of the anniversary thing, there's no point in doing that.
No point in doing that and then the
save
Five
for-
Doctors.
I'll bust out my Michael grade.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Okay.
literally nobody would believe it either. Everybody
No.
would think we'd fake it.
No.
Okay, rolling again.
Right.
219.
219.
Yeah.
219.
219.
Okay.
What?
What is it?
Let's kill Hitler.
With Pertwee.
Fantastic.
That would be epic.
That's amazing. That is going to be
Oh,
epic.
we're going to have Shade in that as well. as
There you
Hitler.
go.
We've
Yeah.
already had a Good Man Goes to War with Troughton, so it kind of maybe it worked. Or maybe I don't know.
I don't know,
But
but we're going to do it. Wow. John Pertwee's Let's Kill Hitler. I love it. Oh, that bounder Hitler.
yes.
Wow. Wow. Paul Cornell's going to have a conniption.
I have to say that the Pertwee era so far is some weird shit.
It really is. It is off the chart.
We had Mission to the Unknown and
Yeah.
Oh,
Extremists. Yeah.
Extremists, yeah.
yeah. Let's Kill Hitler. Great. Magnificent. I'm happy with that.
Well, you've been listening to Time Ram. If you're still here, hello.
Yeah.
I've been Barry Williams. With me tonight have been Melanie Clark.
I'm waving like the end of a sitcom. Just so you all know.
Rupert Booth
I'm off to the high seas, excuse me.
and Paul Ferry.
Bye. I was only here for 75% of the time, but 75% of it, bye-bye.
You were like William Hartnell in The Three Doctors.
You're like
Yes.
the TARDIS in this story.
Yes.
I need to thank Ben Jones for providing our music. Thank you, Ben. And you can also find us on Twitter. Is Twitter still there? Or no, it's not even Twitter anymore. X. You can find
Twitter
it.
is now X, which
Uh,
sounds extremely dodgy.
Doesn't it?
But don't worry, by the time this is released, Elon probably will have changed the name again. So
if it's even there.
on the social network previously known as Twitter.
Yeah. Which still comes up on my browser anyway as twitter.com.
But it's still twitter.com, even though you can't
yeah.
talk. It's all
and
posted.
as far as I'm concerned, I still resolutely retweet things.
Yes, no one reposts.
Repost is just boring. It's boring.
Yeah. Stupid.
Yeah.
I tried to change my profile picture on Twitter to the Twitter, the tweet, the little bird.
The bird, yeah.
And obviously a lot of people must be trying to do it because it doesn't let you do it.
A lot of people have done it. I've noticed many people on my feed of the bird, yeah.
They must have found a way around it though, because it blocks you when I do.
It's basically flipping him the bird, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm on there as @BazTimeRam. Rupert is at Rupert Booth. Paul is at Paul38. I know Mel's on there as well.
Unsurprisingly, like the rest of my socials, I'm on there as her name is Melula.
Yes.
So it's Melula. And yes, that is a Bugsy Malone reference.
Oh, now I get it. It took me a couple of years. Right.
We also have our own website, timeram.com, and you can even find us on Patreon if you want to seek us out there, help support the production of this show. Also, if you'd be inclined to leave us a nice review, that would be really helpful as well. Thank you, and we'll see you again next time in... What are we doing?
Let's Kill Hitler with John
Pertwee. John Pertwee, Let's Kill Hitler.
I can't believe I've forgotten it. Let's Kill Hitler with John Pertwee. Which is good.
It's going to be tremendous.
Let's face it, Hitler's got it coming. So we'll see you with that next time. Bye.
Oh no, my shirt's ripped.
We got there in the end.
We did.
Good luck editing that.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Yeah.
You just have to sort of not mention it and have me being unusually quiet for the...
I should totally mention it.
We might just mention it.
I'll give Joanne now a text-to-speech and have her going, yes, that's very interesting.
I've recorded this bit. I could actually cut you in saying that, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Just re-record
I
lines.
say some random things now.
Yeah.
Yes. That's interesting. Ah, that's shit.
Direction point! Direction point!
A Doctor Who podcast network.